So Andrew walked us through the house. He showed us around. We looked at the big tank. We saw some other things like the engine room and his control boards, and I was mind blown. And now he's telling me that there's more. There's a drop down tank, there's a lab, there's all sorts of stuff. But I'm kind of intrigued and I want to see more. So let's go inside. Wow. What is this?
This is our lab.
Your lab.
Yeah, it's our lab.
It's a proper lab.
Yeah, and we finally are, I don't know, 90% done with it.
This room is purpose for getting stuff ready for your display tanks. In a system like this, staging is important to you because you get a chance to see if the coral is going to do well. You get a chance to see if the coral is going to keep the color maybe that it had.
Correct.
So it's no different from what we're doing. We're just doing it from a retail perspective.
Correct. And there's many holding tanks in here, and this is just one. In fact, it's my only marine land left, and every day that I don't see water, yeah, please, God bless it, please.
Okay, so last marine land. We're gonna leave this one.
Yeah. Let's not have that accident.
And this used to be 300-gallon deep dimension tanks.
They used to be 250s.
250s.
And they were
a leak done.
Correct, one. And rebuilt by Joe, glass cages.
Okay. I think most people would kill to have that in their living room.
It's
and you got it hidden back here in the lab.
Spectacular. And these lights underneath. It's the only LED
I've never seen those.
Light that duplicates the metal halide spectrum of the Ushio 10K or 14K bulb. It's called Quanta.
So this is a comparison.
Well, that's the idea. Now these are bluer bulbs. This is the radium. But if I put 10K on here or a 12K bulb, the light is very similar.
Yeah, this is always my favorite. Always has been, always will be.
Yeah.
And you probably stockpile them.
Yeah, you want to see? I got so many. Come take a walk. But I got bulbs from 2014 that haven't even been used.
Because you were scared that you weren't.
No, I used to use them.
Oh, okay.
And so there are bulb brands that, like, you know, Reflux 12s. Those I used to love that bulb.
I never used that bulb.
Oh, yeah. This one.
They use the Hamiltons. They use the radium.
Yeah.
The Ushios.
Yep.
So do they still make that bulb, the radium?
They may.
They may, but it doesn't come to the U.S. or something else.
And by the way, the new ones are not quite like the old ones.
All right, what else you got? What's this over here?
These are 4 quarantine tanks.
So these don't surface skim.
Yeah, that's correct.
There's no overflow.
No,
there's no sump.
That's correct. There's drains on the bottom where we do water changes from them.
Okay.
But we're basically changing this water usually once a week.
So they're completely standalone.
They're completely standalone.
They don't surface skim. The only thing that you have running on here for the tank to stay going is the power head and the skimmer.
Correct. And live rock.
Everything's overcomplicated.
It's true.
All the time. We have a lot of customers that come in and they're like, well, maybe I should do this and maybe I should do that. You know how many times I say just leave it alone? It'll be fine.
Yeah. And this is we're in the quarantine room and we're underground.
There's so much going on here. It's like,
I mean, part storage, part I don't know what to do with, part I'm waiting to put them upstairs, part I have a frag show coming. But this is where we're considering running a trough. All right. And
where you can make a bunch of frags
like this. Correct. The whole space is a problem.
Yeah, it is. That was the whole problem with acrylic in general.
Right. Yeah, service elevator, by the way. Yeah, but you know, when coral comes and our salt comes, it's important.
Yeah, heavy stuff.
Yeah, heavy stuff. Big UV here.
Oh, I was looking at that earlier. That's huge. There's one over here too.
Yeah.
How many watts are each bulb?
375 and 10 bulbs.
Each bulb is 375 watts, and there's 10 of them.
And this one, I think it's, let me see how many bulbs in this one. 5. Right.
What do you have here? You got clams.
You have a clam display. Yeah, this is all connected to the to the 17,000. It's one body of water, and it's just different corals that we can't really keep in there. Or this is a grow out system.
What are these?
Those are Reef Uno.
What is that?
Guy named Daniel Liu makes a light, and these are his lights. The clam tank has these Quantas on them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Do you want to see the real color? I'll shut off the T5s.
Sure.
That's it.
I like it. Actually, the clams really look good under that light anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it without the T5.
Do, huh?
Honestly. Wow, we need to get
You
trapped.
got to see this picture. You got to see these Calamaya.
I see him.
You do?
Oh yeah. But that's the only thing that I saw this weekend. I made my week.
RODI machine.
This
Which is running now.
8,000 gallons a day.
About. We had 2 machines, and we put them together like a supercharged Mustang.
Yeah.
So I got 4 membranes now instead of 2 membranes. All right. And then these were DIs, but now we put these as the DIs. So now this has got an anon, a canton, and a mixed bed. And as soon as I see in an ICP the silicates start to go up, I know it's time that the resin needs to be changed.
So where's your carbon for the pre-filter for this? That's it? So you rely on the DI more than anything.
My water, the Long Island water, by the way, it's not like Florida water. My TDS coming in is 40.
Holy crap.
Okay.
We're 400
I know.
plus
I'm saying
sometimes.
that's what I'm saying to you.
Wow.
The water's good here.
No kidding.
Yeah, real good. And no chloramines.
Yeah. How often do you change those membranes?
Like the UV bulbs, like between 9 months and a year.
That's really good. And you go through with the anion more than the cation, or?
Of course.
Yeah.
Because of the silicates.
Yeah.
Here are all the elements. Oh.
Holy.
And we have boxes of each one of these in the garage. Remember, I'm going through
I feel like it's
I'm
a
going
liquor
through
cabinet.
3 magnesium bottles a day. That and iron are the highest amount. Those
Those are also the biggest number on the scale.
and they're also the ones that they don't stay in the solution, right? So
But once it's in that big of a water volume, I mean, you just glug, glug, glug,
yeah,
glug, right?
yeah. But that's what's being dosed every day.
1,000 ml, 700 ml, 250 ml, 700 ml.
Right. Reef Trace is the twice a day. That's the CChem broad spectrum one. If you really look at the ingredients, copper sulfate and cobalt.
So this is 2 liters. We go through that in a day or 2.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, as much as that thing over there is a spectacle, as much as I got excited about all the filtration and stuff that you've got downstairs
Koi.
and the koi, this is pretty wild. What inspired a drop down?
I wanted another level to do mushrooms on lower light coral. It's already difficult enough to have a mixed reef and have 300 on top and not have the meats basically fry on you, okay?
Mhm.
And that's hard enough, but you certainly can't do mushrooms at most at the bottom there. That par is 80. So we run a slightly different program on a couple of those lights, and all we're doing is using the Kessels to light up the back
The
chalice wall,
underside.
which you can't get to no matter what because of the way this branch comes out.
Yeah,
Uh,
the angle of the dent.
And we will
right?
actually have another plan in place where we actually have a bar that we could actually put here and tilt whatever. But
Okay.
then it's going through the glass and
Yeah, you're gonna get a reflection if you're sitting over here.
exactly.
You even were able to hide an MP40
Yeah,
down there, huh?
Yeah. There were several of them in here. We hid one in the back left corner, and then there were 2 here. But it's a peninsula tank, so you can't hide it. So we have a gyre now instead.
So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16.
We
four.
started with 12.
You wanted to add more.
What I was noticing in the space in between, and when there was a thicker material cover or a little brace, there wasn't enough par on the acros,
Understood.
right? So I had to get them closer together.
So is that what you're doing here? Is about 300 at the top?
maybe 3.25, 375.
I honestly think that these acros, maybe it's just because I'm so close to them,
Yeah,
but I feel like maybe these look better than even some that you have over there in the lab.
they do like this light.
I wouldn't put it on the light, but I feel like the
don't know.
whole thing.
Yeah, who knows?
It's working because I
Yeah,
think that it's
yeah.
executed well.
Yeah,
Even these, I mean, that scolemia
yeah,
is just vibrant.
yeah. Listen, it's not easy to have the right flow and everything be happy when there's only this much space between high light, low light corals.
So what is this, 30, 32 from here to here? 30?
32, I think.
And then that is what?
This is 4 feet.
Okay. Yeah, so that's got to be about 30 or 32.
Yeah.
And then the depth from front to back is 36.
Yes.
And the length is 8 feet. 2, 4, 6,
8.
8.
Could be 8.
I would
Could be.
guess these are 2 foot on center.
Could be 8.
So it's how many gallons altogether?
It's like 860 or 850 or some zip code like that.
What would you do different? Or what are you gonna do next? How about that? Because
I'm gonna get the sand gobies out so we don't need the turkey baste, and I can put some mushrooms back. Like I have Godzillas and Frankenstein. I lost some really nice, those purple monster mushrooms. They were not appreciative of
the sand.
the sand gobies.
Yeah, as we were just standing here talking a couple minutes ago, that Bella goby was standing right over top of that return.
Dumping sand.
And it was just shooting it up onto the symphilia up there.
Yeah. They don't go in boxes, by the way.
They don't go in
We've
boxes.
tried it. We've tried traps, and we've tried not feeding, and we've tried putting sand in the box.
You know what you got to do?
Yeah.
You gotta put your most prized coral in the bottom of the box, and he's gonna sit over top of it and dump sand on it.
Probably. That's probably the right answer.
Wow. How long have you had that fish?
I bought him like that. Maybe 8-9 months ago. And
Wow.
he's doing great. You have one?
Yeah, we have had for a long time. Not very often you see either all white or mostly white tank.
This one was in captivity for quite a bit, so I knew it wasn't going to change colors.
Well, you can tell his white is white.
Yeah.
It's
right,
not gray.
Right. We're on sort of autopilot here.
Yeah, it seems very established at this point. I think you worked out all the quirks. You found out what it took to actually dial it in.
Exactly.
Do you have any favorites in here?
First of all, there's something special to me about that Ghani. I don't know what it is specifically. And then the Ghani garden was difficult. We had some stinging initially. And finally, I got the longs with the longs and the shorts with the shorts now.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that right and getting the flow right, because the acros needed the flow this way. And then what was happening was the Ghanis were like literally pressed down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Not able to actually stretch their tentacles out. So the primary amount of flow going through this tank is coming from the returns then.
And the closed loop. We have an Abyss 400 pump, I think, doing the closed loop.
I think that's what makes this tank so successful. Because like you said, it's not very tall, so it's not like you can blast flow through it with a power head.
Yeah, no.
So that was your idea, the chalice wall, huh?
Yeah, right. And I can't really go much. What I did was we planted some dendros instead of chalice.
It works.
Yeah.
Do you find that they're out more predominantly a certain time of day?
Yeah, in the morning, by the time like early AM.
Do you think that you enjoy your tanks all throughout the day, or do you have a certain time of day that you enjoy to view them the most?
I like it blue. I like it white. I like it always.
And it looks like you just like anything that's in water.
Yeah, sure.
Considering you've got a koi pond out there with some of the most exquisite fish I've ever seen in my life. So did I see everything?
No, I have one more surprise for you. Come on up.
All right, let's go figure it out. Oh, wow. Is this your office?
This is my office, and this is the birth of the, we call it the 2500, but I think when I calculated the numbers exactly, it was like 2375.
Look, I'm sorry, I'm really distracted right now. I have never in my life seen that fish. You can't the person at us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the first time I ever heard about it was Macna in Denver in 2014.
I actually had some of those babies in the big display still.
Oh my goodness, that's a bucket list item for me. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. So you were saying this is about 2,500 gallons.
There was a lot of computer work, that rotary drum fill to get that thing working, get it built, you know, specially. The tank basically was being cycled and then cycled for a long time, and they just had a lot of work to do still in the engine room, so it just took a while.
I feel like when you build a big tank anyway, it should cycle for a long time. There's so much unstable qualities.
Yep.
And you can tell it's ready. I mean, the Ghanis and the hammers look like...
Yeah. And it never really went through an ugly stage of this tank. Before we quarantined all these snails, which, you know, quarantining snails for 7 weeks, 8 weeks is PIA. But we were afraid that we were going to get dinos and diatoms, so we just had fish in here with blue light.
This is really nice.
Now the lights are turned up and the halides are on, and we're going to take some measurements soon on par, just so I have them in my brain when we start placing these aquas.
It's quieter here than it is downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
You've kept all the noise back there. That's really nice.
Yep.
And the same concept. So you run a closed loop on all these, and then you do a little bit of surface skimming, it looks like.
Yep.
The water is crystal clear, so that drum filter is doing its thing. Exactly what you were saying. So your ultimate goal is to build this into an acro tank.
It'll be an attempt to do a shallow lagoon like you guys did, with it being more acro dominated and less Willy Wonkery a little bit.
So you're gonna try to get par to the bottom of the tank strong.
There'll be a giant clam in here that, you know, the one that my gig, like this. So yeah, I'd like to get 200 to the bottom of the tank, probably.
And you think that that's possible? What kind of lights do you have up here? Oh, isn't that fancy?
Yeah.
So this
6 foot wide tank, you want to be able to get in both ways so you don't break your back.
And then be very careful to not trash the wood.
Be very careful not to trash the wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Orphic Amazonas.
Okay, and then 2 400s.
And 2 400s. And there's a lot of options here to get some more light if I need it.
It does look pretty fixed. The light looks pretty fixed from here towards the center, and then the same in comparison symmetrically on the other side.
Yes, and it looks like I'll be able to put some low light stuff off here to the sides.
Yeah, you can tell the hammers aren't hating the bright light.
Right.
But you probably don't have these cranked up, do you?
I mean, I got some more room, but not a hell of a lot of room. Although there's also egg crate on top, so to keep the fish from jumping. I don't have netting, so I'm taking out a par just from. We can go around back. Let's go around back.
It probably cuts about 50% of it off.
Yeah, it's cutting it off, I think.
It's significantly hotter up here than it is above your other tank.
Of course.
Wow, this is cool. This is just exterior paneling.
Yeah.
So this, just like your other big aquarium, this is all fiberglass reinforced.
The whole tank is fiberglass, and the front glass is a low iron.
Oh, it's glass.
That's glass.
Oh, I'm a dummy. I was looking at it thinking it was acrylic.
Nope, I was glass.
Yeah, this feels just a little bit bigger than our 2000s, because obviously ours 2 are side by side.
Right.
I think it's another couple inches longer, and just visibly looking at it, I feel like your water height's more than the 4 foot that we have. I want to talk about those wrasses though.
Okay.
I think that probably gets me the most excited. I didn't even know you had so many in this
tank. I mean, every tank's got to be a little different.
So I really got drawn in as soon as you showed me this tank. Same as downstairs. You know I'm a coral guy, but the fish just sucked me in again. You know, we already talked about the Personatus, but...
And then you got the Yerples. There's a school of Yerpal tanks.
Yeah, how many you have?
5.
So there's 5. I really thought that fish was going to be ugly when they first came out, and I thought they'd be brown.
Look how beautiful they are.
Yeah, they're definitely different. I'm not going to lie. The Scots has me a little bit jealous.
Not an easy fish to quarantine.
The jewels.
There's jewels.
That's a beautiful fish.
And then another koi tank. This one also been in captivity for a long time. So I knew this wasn't changing either.
He's thick.
He's thick. He's a big boy.
This, I think, is my favorite group of fish that you have, because I've always had a thing for the Cirrolabris wrasse. And it's nice to see him in this harmonious environment. I can't wait till the tank is really filled in with a bunch more fish.
Yeah.
I'd like to come back and see it.
Oh yeah, probably in six months to a year.
6 months to a year. So that means that we need to step up our fish game. You got me feeling a little jealous now.
I'm gonna probably quarantine 50 to 100 chromas too.
That'll make really good movement.
Yeah.
Well, you did save a nice treat for last. This is cool. The
Yeah.
rock structure turned out good.
Yeah.
Fish selection is incredible. I think we pretty well saw everything.
Yeah.
Andrew, I really appreciate it. I mean, your time, your
Pleasure.
answers, I
Pleasure.
love it.
Pleasure.
Good stuff. Very, very incredible. Let's go find out where Vic is at.
Yeah, let's go see.